So it's currently about 4:40 p.m. on a Monday afternoon, December the 18th, 2017. Um, Last night I had this really bad migraine and headache. Just a lot of strange head symptoms, sensation. On the right side of my head, just this whole area. Had this really bad migraine. And it kept me up. I couldn't sleep. I lay down, and then when I lay down, I can feel this heavy pressure on this side of my head, and it just feels like someone was pushing my head. Just felt like someone was pushing my head as hard as they can and won't let go. And then there was times that I felt like my head was going to explode, and it didn't throw me into a panic attack. And then it was just hard for me to sleep. And when I woke up a couple of hours later, that sensation went away. But when I woke up this morning, all I could think about was that migraine from last night. And then when you get a migraine or headache, you can't handle like the noise. You can't handle too much noise. You can't handle the bright lights and stuff like that. So I went into my backyard around 10-11 a.m. and I felt fine, but like I was feeling a little off balance. Something that is there with me, like on and off every time ever since I had anxiety. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it was still there. But earlier I just had I can kind of feel my headache right now, just this side of my head. But it's kind of hard for me to actually want to go for a walk when my head feels like this, because I know once I start walking, then I get that off balance. Off balance is one thing, but once I start feeling like I'm sick to my stomach, that's what I can't really handle right now. But I'm gonna try. Earlier I was in my garage looking for something, and my stomach just started to act up, and I just walked back in my room, paced around my bedroom for a little bit, and then came back out, and then I started feeling extremely faint. Other than that, I'm okay. Well, right now I feel okay, but you know how that goes with anxiety. Anyways, I'm just gonna go for a quick walk around the block and head back home and get some rest, because right now I've been having like really bad allergies and stuff, but I just want to go for a quick walk and see how well I do, and go home and eat. I'm trying to sleep earlier so I can wake up earlier, but this morning when I woke up, I didn't feel sick to my stomach. It's just the thought of what happened to my headaches yesterday, last night I should say. But last year, during the last month and a half of summer 2016, like mid-August to actually late September, my headaches were almost gone. Because before then, when I started having panic attacks, anxiety in mid-May to early August, I couldn't handle the bright lights. I couldn't even handle turning on the lights in my room. So when I'm in my room and it's dark, I just leave my TV on as the light. But when I watch TV, I couldn't turn on the volume too loud. I had it on low, so because the noise was getting to me, the background noise, all the noise I couldn't handle. So every time I woke up back then, I had my headphones on me, on my bed. So when I wake up, I put them on and use them as a distraction. After that, I slowly stopped using my headphones. Even towards this year, I haven't really used my headphones at all. Beginning this summer, I was using it for a little bit just to get my mind clear so I can actually walk out the door. I was riding my bike with my headphones on sometimes, but after that I stopped. As far as last year goes, summer, the beginning part of summer, couldn't handle the bright lights. My curtains were so thin that the sun, even when I had them closed, the sun was like shining away my face. I had my beanie on. I was wearing my beanie on. Even during the summer in the heat, I had to wear it on. So when I wake up in the morning, I used a beanie to block my eyes so the sun is not in my face. I had my blanket covering my face, and it was hot, but yet I still had to use the blanket just to block the sunlight. But now I'm slowly getting used to the heat, like especially this past summer. It took me a little while, but I feel more comfortable in the heat now. But when it's summer and you have anxiety, and you have that breathing issue where you have a hard time breathing, feel like you can't breathe, but when it's hot, it makes it worse. So I know a lot of us that have anxiety, we have a hard time breathing, and the heat just makes it worse. And then when it's cold, it's too cold. When it's hot, it's too hot. When it's sunny, it feels like it's too sunny. Sometimes when I'm in my backyard and I come in my house and it goes from really sunny to really dark, I start thinking I'm losing my vision. Why is the sun so bright, or why this and why that? But I tried my best not to ask like why this, why that. But sometimes I still get those days. Like right now I'm like, do I really want to go for a walk? I do, but like when you ask yourself, do you really want to go? And then that's like you're second guessing yourself, and that's the bad thing. Once you second guess yourself and then you start walking off, and then your subconscious mind is like, hey, you don't want to, and then your subconscious mind starts freaking you out, starts reminding you like what happened to you when you went out this way. So sometimes when you go for a walk and you feel good going to one street, and then you try a different street, and then you have a panic attack at that street, and then you go back, you're like, oh, I'm going to go this street. Then out of nowhere you go to that street, your subconscious mind remember what happened to you last time, and then you start freaking out. So it's all about creating new memories. Like if you had a bad panic attack, whatever you went through, keep going to remind yourself that you're gonna be okay, no matter how bad it feels. One day it might feel like crap, and then the more you go, the easier it gets. And then one day you can go there and feel completely anxiety free. How you might feel anxiety, but you're not scared of it anymore because nothing happened. That's what happened to me last night, while my head was like in so much pain, the shooting pain, the stabbing pain, the head pressure, the migraine, all that, just that tight band around your head, especially when it's on one side. And when I lay down on my white side like this, I apply more pressure, and then I can feel. So yeah, anyways, about last night, I'm gonna try my best not to remember, because there was time when I had a panic attack at night, and then the next morning I would think about it so much. Even though if it's not a panic attack, it's like a symptom or a sensation you get, then you start thinking about it so much. Especially when it's gone for a little bit and it comes back, then you start thinking about it. And that's part of the recovery. So you still have to like keep going. I mean, anxiety might be there for a long time, but the more you think about it, the worse it gets. But at the same time, you just have to remind yourself, if you went out your house for 1 year, you haven't gone out at all, and then the next year you went out your house, let's say 10 times, just remember you actually left your house 10 times. Don't remember the time that you never left your house. And sometimes that's what happened to me. Sometimes I would only walk one block, and then like, why am I only walking one block to just the corner and come back? And then I remember there was a time last year I couldn't even open the door to my front yard. I couldn't even go outside. I couldn't even look out the window, because every time I look at the window, the outside world doesn't even look real to me. I feel like I was just looking at a painting. Anyways, enough of me talking. I'm just gonna go for a quick walk because it's starting to get dark. And my legs are starting to get numb and sore because the way I sat down. Sometimes like half of my body, it feels like it's uneven too. So when I'm walking, it feels like I'm standing on one leg. There goes that tilting sensation, you know, where everything seems like it's tilting towards one side.
Ni el burrito se comió. Ni el burrito se comió.
There goes my head pressure again. So I just made it home. Like I said, I didn't go for too far for walk. I just when I got to the corner of the block, I had that head pressure, and I'm also like really tired. I didn't really take any naps today. So I'm hoping when I do try to fall asleep later on tonight, I can actually just fall asleep and not, wake up in the middle of the night. Because like I mentioned earlier, when I started having anxiety, I was having a hard time sleeping. There was some nights I wouldn't even sleep till like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. So by the time I woke up in the morning, the sun is in my face, the heat, the sun, and then I would have a hard time sleeping again the next night because I would wake up at 11 a.m. Sometime noon and things like that. So my sleeping habit got really bad. My eating habit got really bad last year. It's a lot better now. When I was having a hard time leaving the house, I couldn't handle the sunlight. I couldn't handle noise. My skin got really pale. My skin got really light. So, recently this summer I'm starting to get darker again. I feel like I wasn't used to the sunlight, especially last year. And when I finally got used to the sun, and summer was almost over. But I live in California, so the sun it's always sunny. Even when it rains, the sun comes out after a couple hours or a couple of days, so it doesn't rain too often here. But it gets dark around 5 something. Like then I started feeling depressed last holiday because I wasn't able to do anything for Christmas. I wasn't able to do anything for Thanksgiving. I wasn't able to do anything like that. This year, however, I used some of my tax refund to buy my brothers, my niece, my nephew, my daughter, my parents something. I mean, it's not much, but last year that's all I could think about was buying gifts for people, and I started feeling depressed. I couldn't do anything for someone else. I couldn't do anything for myself. Or my parents, my family understood, but they understood that I couldn't like get them anything. But they also told me that I didn't have to feel depressed because I couldn't do anything for them. Just take care of myself. But I couldn't get that off my mind. I couldn't take care of myself without having the anxiety get to me every day. So I worked hard on getting the depression off my mind. I still have depression from time to time, but it doesn't get to me like it used to. If I want to get off my bed and I'm dizzy, I'll get off my bed. Even if I get off my bed for a few minutes, before when I'm dizzy, I'm not even gonna attempt to get off my bed. When I used to be really dizzy, I would just lay down in the corner of my bedroom, like against the wall, put one pillow behind my back so I can feel like that. So I can feel like there's something blocking me from sliding off my bed. Because for a couple of months, every time I lay down, I feel like I was rolling over my bed. It's like the vertigo. I used to have the vertigo when I was laying down, but it only happened when I lay down and my eyes were closed. So, but when my eyes were open, I didn't have the vertigo. I just had the off balance sensation. So that creeped me out too. So I was like, okay, if I open my eyes, the vertigo is gone, but I'll feel like I'm on the boat, like walking back and forth, but I don't feel the spinning sensation, you know. And then after a little while, I start having the ringing in the ears. There's times that I can hear the static sound around my head. I can feel the staticky around my head too, and then it's that annoying buzzing sound. Sometimes like the power line will make those loud buzz sound. That's why I will hear in my head. Um, and then I couldn't sleep. And when I lay down and on my right ear, that's where the ringing in the ears come from. And then when I lay on my ear, I'll hear that annoying buzzing sound or the ringing sound. Sometimes I can hear my heart beating. I can feel my heart in my ear, and then and I'm more comfortable laying on my right side than my left side, so I have to change position on the bed where I sleep. And then I start laying on my right side. I start feeling better, and then I started getting ringing in the ears on the left ear, and then I was like, what's going on, but I don't get ringing in the ears as much as I used to. Sometimes I still get it, but then again, it's most likely from anxiety, because I never had it before. Once you have anxiety, all these symptoms, all these sensations, they just come out of nowhere. Your body, it's just your body's reaction to whatever is causing you to feel the way you feel, and then you get used to it. Anyways, I'm about to head back inside and get some rest. So it's currently about 4:22 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon, December the 18th, 2017. I'm here at my local mall with my daughter. Well, I'm sitting in the car right now. She's inside the mall. To be honest, I'm actually feeling panicky. Like I don't want to go inside, but I have to go inside. I don't know what. I think I've been thinking about going back. Been thinking about going into the mall to return something for the last few days, but I keep saying no. I'll go tomorrow. You know how how that works every time you say tomorrow, especially when you have anxiety. it builds up. You know, the day that you finally go, and all those days that you say you should have gone, you wish you actually went those days, because those days were, you were not as panicky, or your symptoms were lower. But throughout the day, I had really bad headaches. I was having a lot of migraine, head pressure, and all that other stuff. Right now, I can feel my neck feeling completely tense and all that stuff. The first time my fingers and my stuff got really, really sweaty. I don't know, like my stomach just feels, my stomach feels really crappy too. You know, that's like the worst feeling, when your stomach feels upset and all that other stuff. But I'm still gonna go inside, maybe right now. But I think it's gonna be pretty hard for me to actually stay in there for a long time. But I feel out of it right now. I just feel really nervous and whatnot. And you know, that's what sucks about feeling this way. But you know, that's all about anxiety. And you know, sometimes you just sit in the car, you think you can't go in, then when you go in, then you're like, okay, what's so hard about it? But you know, right now I'm feeling a little off balance. My head feels strange and all the other stuff with anxiety. So I'm not gonna lie, right now I am really nervous. I don't want to lie and say, oh, I'm not nervous. I can just walk in and you know, do my thing. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I can do it, you know. But there's gonna be days that it's gonna be hard for me to want to leave my house, you know. I actually had a couple of those days, but I still left my house. Even I'm not gonna get upset that I didn't go inside if I'm not gonna go inside, but I'm still gonna go inside. Nervous or not. Anyways, enough talking. I think it's time for me to go in.